Hey guys, I'm Shane Henry and this is Jim Robinson. Today I'm super excited to introduce our first release, the Westerlund ONE. So Jim and I met about 25 years ago. Jim was the first keyboard player in my first band. I'd put up flyers when I was 15 looking for band members. Grew up in a real small town in Oklahoma. And I met Jim at the music store and he recorded my first album. And that was kind of the beginning of our relationship. So.
Yeah. Many gigs, and now you're actually my son-in-law. That's a different story.
Right. So fast forward, Jim and I started working on guitar pedals back in 2011. He built the first drive pedal for me.
Yeah, actually it was a clean boost.
That's right.
Yeah. You needed a Christmas present, and I was out of ideas. He had every strap, pick, string that I could think of, so I thought, well, this might be kind of cool. And so I put one together for him, presented it, he loved it, and it's kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah, after that point, we just decided, I was like, cool, it got my wheels turning. I was like, all right, so we started working on some different type of pedals, some, Octavia. You built me a cool Octavia, a cool fuzz. And then I started noticing that you were building pedals for other people based on like what the player needed, And I was really wanting an overdrive sound that was more transparent, that felt more natural. Didn't feel like you were stomping on a pedal. And so we started working on that like 3 years ago.
Yeah. And it's been kind of a long road in that respect. I brought a box of a few of my failures. This one was too dirty. This one too clean. Didn't like the tone stack on that one. Sounds too much like a fuzz, so on and so forth. So anyway, we kept pressing forward, and eventually I gave him one of the circuits that I felt was going to be another, no. And he sent me a text and said, hey, this is it. I love it. It does everything I want. So I was like, hallelujah. I actually get my life back now.
You totally nailed it. In 2020, we had the Westerlund ONE ready to go, and our other partner, Matt Stansberry, and I went to NAMM. We were super excited to, introduce this product, and kind of we were walking around just showing people what it would do. And then, of course, the pandemic hit. With the pandemic, it slowed us down. We had a hard time getting parts and stuff like that. And we really, there was a time there where we didn't think that this was actually going to be a thing, We were kind of like sliding on thin ice there for a minute, and we were about to just pull the plug on it altogether. But we stuck with it, and we're super excited to finally release this pedal and get it out into the world, and hope that other people in the guitar community really appreciate what it does. So let's talk about the Westerlund ONE overdrive pedal. So this pedal we think of as a preamp, overdrive, and boost all in one circuit. We spent a lot of time adding so many different features to this pedal to really make it functional and versatile for any guitar player. I'm going to let Jim talk a little bit about the circuit and kind of what he's done here with this pedal.
Okay, well, the ONE basically covers several different topologies. A lot of overdrives use op amps, some use JFETs, some use BiFETs. We have basically all three in this one pedal here. The boost stage is a op amp, which gives a buffering or a boost effect that in turn goes into the clipping amp, which is the op amp topology, which a lot of popular drives use. It's kind of a clean slate that can be modified in different ways, and we modded it out to Shane's taste. From there it goes to the tone stack and then a recovery stage. The recovery stage is not only a buffer, it also is kind of a touch sensitive type circuit, which gives the pedal kind of a tube feel to it. There's also a boost control. We have hard and soft clipping, silicone and germanium diodes, which can be used in soft or hard modes. We have a bright and a dark switch. Also, you can turn the clipping off to where it's just the op amp being driven by another op amp, and ultimately into the recovery stage, which we call it amp mode. It sounds basically like a really nice tube amp, and that would be kind of our always on setting. And that's really it in a nutshell.
So let's talk about some of the uses of the Westerlund ONE overdrive. For me personally, I like to use it as an on all the time drive pedal. What's really cool though is you can use this as a traditional drive. You can turn the gain up, get more of a rock tone. You can even dime the gain and go to the Germanium setting and get kind of a fuzz sound. So there's just tons of options in this pedal. Covers a ton of different musical genres. So enough talk about it. Let's show you guys what it'll do. All right, we're gonna dive into some sounds of the Westerlund ONE. Today I'm playing my 64 Fender Strat through a 2-rock studio signature, as well as a Fender Deluxe Reverb, and here's the clean signal. Here's the pedal on. Here's with it off. Same lick with it on. As you can see, it really makes the guitar come alive. It gives it a lot more harmonics, gives it a little bit more sustain, and it's just a lot more fun to play. So for the next setting, I'm going to go to our main drive tone, and that's going to be with the gain around noon. And I'm going to go to the soft clipping with the silicone diode. See, here's what it sounds like. Awesome, cool. So the next setting we'll go to is going to be the hard clipping mode. This is going to be more of a rock setting. And we're going to go with the hard clipping and Germanium diode. And here's what it sounds like. Moving on up, gain all the way up. We're going to go to the soft clipping Germanium mode, and this is going to be kind of our sort of semi-fuzz sound. And here's what it sounds like. We at Westerlund Audio are grateful to have partnered with MusiCares. MusiCares is a wonderful organization that helps music people with critical assistance in times of need. They personally helped me through a season of my life when I went through a surgery, couldn't play gigs for about 5 months, and they really provided a lot of financial assistance to me. 10% of our profits goes to MusiCares. That means every guitar pedal sold will help another musician. We're super excited to be able to give that back to the community that's given so much to us. For more information, check out our website. It's westerlundaudio.com. And stay tuned for more updates coming soon. Thank you guys for your support.